Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and it's time to have a look at the North Eastern Footy League with Andrew Mitchell, who's on the line with me right now. How's it going, Andrew?
Yeah, going well. Another beautiful sunny day up in the mid-north.
Fantastic. The footy players will be happy about that. If the sun holds on for tomorrow, there'll be some nice conditions. But let's get stuck into last week's games in the A grade, and the one that's caught my eye and no doubt has caught everyone's eye. The Southern Saints make it 3 from 3 this year against the BSR Tigers, 9-7-61 to 9-5-59. So they go through to the grand final. The Tigers will have to do it the hard way, and they've got a bogey team on their hands.
Yeah, no, that's right. I think, as you say, Southern Saints won the last three. BSR won the first game of the year, but that's a long time ago now.
5 goals for Lee Kimpton for the Saints, so he really carried them. He was named best on ground as well. No surprise to see a couple of the Lowners in there too. Matt Longbottom best on for the Tigers. So Tigers are going to have to do things the hard way. They did make a good comeback in this game. They were down 4-3-27 to 1-2-8 at half-time after a pretty low-scoring first half, but they kicked 6-2 to 3-2 in the second quarter to pull it back to a 1-point game, but ultimately the Saints just too good holding on in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, just too strong around the ball. Obviously BSR made a comeback but held on. Southern Saints did and rolled through to the grand final. I think they'll enjoy the weekend off to refresh a few sore bodies, and BSR, as you say, will go through the prelim final and see if they can make it into the grand final.
That's why you've got to play well in the regular season. You get that top 2 finish, you get a second chance, and the Tigers will be very eager to get another crack at the Saints after not being able to beat them all year. In the elimination final, North Clare get it done pretty easily over the RSMU Hawks, 11-17-83 to 6-13-49. So it's season over for the Hawks, and North Clare get a chance to upset the Tigers to try and punch their ticket to the grand final.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, it did seem pretty easy in the end, where it seemed like RSMU were coming, but just couldn't quite break through that half-forward line and put their scoreboard pressure on. North Clare, got the job done. Roll into a prelim final. Can they upset BSR? Funny things happen in finals, and I'm sure Paul Meyer will have them up and running and ready to go. He's been there as many times as anyone.
Right you are. Funny things do happen in finals. Jackson O'Brien best on with a couple of goals for North Clare in the win, and Ben Molyneux best on for the Hawks. Let's have a look now at the games coming up this weekend. The prelim final, the Tigers and North Clare. Like you said, strange things can happen in finals, but the BSR Tigers playing at Brinkworth Oval, surely they get up at this one and set up another match against the Saints.
Yeah, no, you'd think so. I think that's where the good money would be. It was on BSR. North Clare will definitely have to pull a cat or something out of the hat. It'd be a tough one for them to find that thing. But as we've said, funny things happen in finals. But I think BSR will be way too strong all over the ground for North Clare at this stage.
Big prelim coming up at Brinkworth Oval tomorrow for the A grade. Let's have a look at the Rezzies now, and it was the same situation for the Southern Saints and the BSR Tigers, but this one nowhere near as close. And what about the accurate kicking from the Southern Saints? 13 goals to 80 over the Tigers, 6-5-41. I thought it must have been windy conditions at Riverton Oval based on some of the other scores we saw, but the Rezzies for the Southern Saints certainly didn't play like it was windy.
No, that's right. No, I didn't actually get to see this game, but no, they dominated the game from all accounts, and too good all over the ground. The very experienced side with some good young runners in there as well, just to top them up, and ran straight over the top of BSR to enter the grand final, and BSR will once again go through the prelim.
Luke Wells best on ground, and Jared Mosey with 3 goals for the Saints in that win. And in the elimination final, South Clare 9-5-59 beat Blythe Snowtown 7-8-50. So a little bit of an upset there in that one.
Yeah, probably a little bit, but South Clare a bit more youthful in the reserves, I reckon. Got a bit of run. Blythe Snowdown probably kicked themselves out of it early, kicked a lot of behinds. I think they kicked 6 or 7 behind straight before they'd kick the goal, so that puts yourself under pressure.
Right, you are. 0 goals 5 at quarter time, 0 goals 7 at half time, while South Clare were 5-1 at quarter time and then 5-1 still at half time. So the Cats got plenty of opportunities, but South Clare just too good there in the end. So that sets up this weekend's game, a big prelim final between the Tigers and South Clare, and probably the same situation as the A grade. You would think the BSR Tigers should be able to get over the top here and set up another rematch against the Saints.
Yeah, no, that's right. Although it sounds like we're on repeat, but no, definitely they've been the two best sides in the A grade and two best sides in the reserve, so you expect them to jump through to a grand final again, but can South Clare find something different?
All right, well, the good news for listeners is we won't sound like a broken record talking about the under-17s because we've got some different teams represented here. South Clare beating North Clare in a Clare Derby qualifying final. South Clare winning by 7 points, but it could have been a lot more. 6-16-52 to 7-3-45. Hard to win when you've got less than half as many scoring shots, and North Clare were probably lucky to come within 7.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, from all accounts, South Clare kicked themselves not out of the game, but made it easier for North Clare to be close at all stages, but got over the line to enter their grand final, and North Clare will come through the prelim once again.
Remarkably, at three-quarter time, it was North Clare 5 goals, 1-31. They kicked 2 more goals than South Clare to that point, but South Clare with 3 goals, 14 on the board. Despite having 2 less goals, they actually held a 1-point lead, so a bit of a quirky Clare derby there at Riverton Oval. South Clare through to the grand final. North Clare playing the Minman Eagles next week after the Eagles beat the Saints 16-9, 105 to 11-4, 70.
Yeah, no, that's right. Minman too good for Southern Saints. They tried hard and they were close, probably closer than most people had expected they could get. I think the likes of Jude Geister and a few others very good out of the midfield for Southern Saints, but couldn't quite get close enough to put real pressure on Minman all day. And
there were only a few games separating Minman from North Clare on the ladder, so good chance of an upset here in this prelim?
Yeah, it's a bit unknown. I think Minman have got a few boys back from school in Adelaide. North Clare have had a pretty consistent lineup. I think North have beaten Minman each time this year, so I think North would be the go-in favourites. But yeah, Minman and North have had a lot of good tussles over the last few years in this age group.
All right, and let's have a look at the under-14s now. Your under-14s, Andrew, the Minman Eagles had a massive win. They lost to North Clare in the regular season by 10 goals, and then they lost to them by 52 points. But on this occasion, Minman 14-13-97 to North Clare 4-4-28. What about that for a form turnaround? What's your secret?
No secrets. Just, whole team played really well together and, put a bit of pressure on their midfield, which is where they get all their drive from, and the guys in there did a really good job of shutting down a couple of their key players, and we're lucky to be able to score at the other end, I guess.
That's it. Don't give your secrets away just yet. The 14 Minman Eagles have still got a couple more games to win, but Eli Mitchell, brilliant with 5 goals, and Leo Kerslake with 3 as well. Oscar Longbottom with a couple, and Nathan Allen best on ground. So an excellent win for your mob, marching on to next week to play against Blythe Snowtown because they couldn't get over the top of the Hawks in the qualifying final. RSMU 5-1-31, Blythe Snowtown 3-3-21.
Yeah, no, that's right. A very close game. Obviously, even scoring shots. I believe Blythe were ahead at three-quarter time, but RSMU came home with the wind or with the storm and kicked to the 2 goals in the end to get home on their home ground.
And there we have it. There's a big prelim this weekend in the under-14s between Blythe Snowtown and the Minman Eagles. Minman 10-6 for the year, Blythe Snowtown 13-3. How do you like your team's chances this weekend, Andrew? Must be pretty confident if they play the way they did last weekend.
I always say every final is 50-50. We know that Blythe Snowtown will bring their competitiveness. They're a very, very proud club. They love to play for their jumper and... they'll come, they'll be competitive and they'll work hard, and it's whether Minman are able to match them in that category, otherwise Blythe Snowtown will win.
All right, well, good luck to you and your mob this weekend, Andrew. Good luck to everyone taking the field for North Eastern Footy League finals. Should be a cracking weekend as the season gets into its penultimate weekend. Thanks very much, Andrew. Have a good weekend. We'll chat to you next Friday.
No worries at all. Thank you very much.